Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley, California. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
Thank you for joining us today. On April 8th, 2024, a total solar eclipse crossed North America, beginning on Mexico's western coast, sweeping through the United States and ending in northeastern Canada. Remember, we did a segment on that. That was Signs of the Times, right?
Yep.
Way back. To study the event, NASA funded several research projects and enlisted citizen scientists to explore how the sun impacts Earth, particularly how its interactions affect the planet's atmosphere and radio signals. Significant data was gathered from ground-based telescopes, aircraft, amateur radio transmissions, and student-launched high-altitude balloons, aka UFOs. Would you like to know more?
Quote, scientists and tens of thousands of volunteer observers were stationed throughout the moon's shadow, said Kelly Korek, Eclipse program manager at NASA headquarters in Washington.
How would you like that title?
Yeah.
A once in a lifetime.
Yeah. They'll probably never fill that position again.
Until the next eclipse.
Yeah. Their efforts were a crucial part of the heliophysics big year, helping us to learn more about the sun and how it affects Earth's atmosphere when our star's light temporarily disappears from view. On April 8th, the Citizen CATE, C-A-T-E 2024, Continental America Telescopic Eclipse. Okay. Project stationed 35 observing teams from local communities from Texas to Maine to capture images of the sun's outer atmosphere, or corona, during totality. Their goal is to see how the corona changed as the totality swept across the continent.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Involving the local folk?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. On December 10th, Sarah Kovac, the CATE project manager at the Southwest Research Institute in Boulder, Colorado, reported that while a few teams were stymied by clouds, most observed totality successfulully, collecting over 47,000 images in all. That would stink with cloud cover, not be able to see it. But 47,000 images.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'd fill up my iPhone.
Oh, definitely. These images were taken in polarized light or light-oriented in different directions to help scientists better understand the processes that shape the corona. Kovac shared the first cut of a movie created from these images. The project is still stitching together all the images into the final hour-long movie for release at a later time. Quote, end quote. The beauty of CATE 2024 is that we blend cutting-edge professional science with community participants from all walks of life, Kovac said. The dedication of every participant made this project possible. Love it.
Meanwhile, 50,000 feet above the ground, two NASA WB-57 aircraft chased the eclipse shadow as it raced across the continent, observing above the clouds and extending their time and the totality to approximately 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
That's cool because it only lasts for a little bit.
Correct. Yep. If you blink, you miss it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
On board were cameras and spectrometers, instruments that analyze different wavelengths of light, built by multiple research teams to study the corona. On December 10th, Shadia Habal of the University of Hawaii got the Aloha Spirit.
The Warriors, the Aloha Spirit.
Who led one of the teams, reported that their instruments collected valuable data despite one challenge.
Oh.
Yeah, so what are we going to learn about this one challenge? Cameras they had mounted on the aircraft's wings experienced unexpected vibrations. Which caused some of the images to be slightly blurred. However, all the cameras captured detailed images of the corona, and the spectrometers, which were located in the nose of the aircraft, were not affected.
Thank goodness.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
The results were, because when were they going to be able to do this again, right?
Another 40 years from now?
Yeah, that's a long time.
Next generation.
Right. I'm probably not even going to be around for that one. So
you'll be around forever, Scott.
I don't know. Man. I'd be pretty old. The results were so successful, scientists are already planning to fly similar experiments on the aircraft again. Quote, the WB-57 is a remarkable platform for eclipse observations that we will try to capitalize on for future eclipses. We just talked about that. That's quoted from
money spent. I don't think that's Festivus. I think that's money spent on those aircraft.
And I think that there's probably some private organizations like Elon Musk, who might, he might be willing to donate some money to something like this. So it doesn't always have to come from a
Taxpayer.
Yeah. I mean, we could take the money that we're giving to NPR and PBS and give it to these guys. That would be good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they got to clean up their act. NPR and
they don't need public funds.
Right, they don't. Yeah.
I mean,
they're like
they
don't need pundits right now.
They can get commercial money just like the rest of the people do.
Like all of us, yeah.
Yeah.
On April 8th, amateur or ham radio operators sent and received signals to one another before, during, and after the eclipse as part of the Ham Radio Science Citizen Investigation Festivals of Eclipse Ionospheric Science. Can you imagine that? Hey, do you read me? Yeah, I read you. Do I sound different? No, you don't.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me now? More than 6,350 amateur radio operators generated over 52 million data points to observe how the sudden loss of sunlight during totality affects their radio signals in the ionosphere, an electrified region of Earth's upper atmosphere. Radio communications inside and outside the path of totality improved at some frequencies from 1 to 7 megahertz, showing there is a reduction in ionospheric absorption. At higher frequencies, 10 megahertz and above, communications worsened. Interesting to know.
Results using another technique, which bounced the high frequency radio waves, 3 to 30 megahertz, off the ionosphere, suggests that the ionosphere ascended in altitude during the eclipse and then descended to its normal height afterward. Quote, the project brings ham radio operators into the science community, said Nathaniel Frissell, a professor at the University of Scranton. Oh, Joe Biden's hometown.
Joe's.
Yeah. In
Pennsylvania. Corn Pop, too.
Corn Pop, yeah. This one. In Pennsylvania and lead of Ham SCI. Lead of Ham's SCI. Their dedication to their craft made this research possible. So good for them. Thank you.
Also looking at the atmosphere, the Nationwide Eclipse Ballooning Project organized student groups across the U.S. to launch balloons into the shadow of the moon as it crossed the country in April 2024 and during a solar eclipse in
Maybe
October
we could just piggyback on some of those Chinese spy balloons.
Yeah. Like your dreams, send your dreams up with the balloon, right?
Yeah.
Teams or sensors like China. Teams flew weather sensors and other instruments to study the atmospheric response to the cold, dark shadow. This research, conducted by over 800 students, confirmed that eclipses can generate ripples in Earth's atmosphere called atmospheric gravity waves. Just as waves form in a lake when water is distributed, these waves also form in the atmosphere when air is distributed. Now that's fascinating. I like that. Physics, yeah. This project, led by Angela Desjardins of Montana State University in Bozeman, Montana. Awesome.
Mining town.
Yeah, also confirmed the presence of these waves during previous solar eclipses. Scientists think the trigger for these waves is a hiccup in the tropopause, a layer in the Earth's atmosphere similar to an atmospheric event that is observed during sunset.
Okay. Half of the teams had little to no experience ballooning before the project.
At least the balloon. My son was on that.
He was. A team's Cameron?
Yeah. Release a balloon, man. He's qualified.
Yeah. A team science expert and atmospheric scientist at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland. But their hard work and research was vital in this finding. So good.
Everybody contributed, man.
Yeah.
That's what makes this a feel-good story.
Yeah. Well, the eclipses, it brings a lot of people out. People were going, I remember people were traveling up to Utah. A couple of years ago when that was going to be the prime location.
That's Shersty went up there.
Did she?
Yeah, when she was single.
Yeah. I'll be done.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We're going to have more interesting science stuff for you in health and chemistry and all that stuff.
Appreciate you watching.
We do. Send in the comments and keep subscribing.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.